Welcome to Dynasty Talk. I'm Brayen,
I'm Riley.
and we're going to start this episode going through Week 9 NFL schedule, just some of the stuff going on. So we're going to start the first game, Steelers versus Titans. Steelers won 20-16. What did you think about it, Riley?
I think it showed that the Steelers are somewhat of a contender. I think their biggest challenge is going to be their division, obviously, with everyone being over 500. But the Titans did pretty good last week with Will Levis throwing to DeAndre Hopkins, but they pretty much just shut him down. The Steelers did.
I mean, Steelers' defense is amazing. When you have T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith on both sides of the ball, coming off the edge, I mean, it's unstoppable for the defense. It's tough for any quarterback, let alone a rookie quarterback. Then we got Dolphins-Chiefs. That was a Germany game. Did you get up to watch a little bit of it?
I did. I watched the game. It was pretty much a tale of two halves because Chiefs scored 21 first half, put up nothing in the second. Dolphins almost came back, but the Chiefs' defense has been strong all year, and it really showed against Dolphins, which may be somewhat of a fraud, being 0-3 against teams over 500.
That is a terrible stat to have. I mean, Dolphins, I'm not a big fan of Tua. I mean, that could be biased because I'm a Patriots fan. But I feel like he just straight up dropped the ball on the last play.
Yeah.
Snap a little bit to the right, and he just goes right through his hands. Kind of cost him an opportunity. Then we have Vikings-Falcons. My favorite performance of the week, in my opinion. Josh Dobbs stepping in for the Vikings. Rookie quarterback goes down for the Vikings haul, and then Dobbs steps in. He gets traded there Tuesday, and he just brings the Vikings back against the Falcons. It's just Falcons have a theme of choking every single game.
They even talked about it. He didn't even know a lot of his receivers' names. So they had to call the play for everyone else and then explain to him what everyone was going to do. And it was just amazing that he was able to come back from deficit and win the game.
Kind of like Baker Mayfield did last year, went to the Rams, led a game-winning drive. Like, that is very impressive to do. We got Bears-Saints, Tyson Bagent. I mean, he looked good, like, first game he played, and then I think he's came back down to earth a little bit. Saints defense is obviously very tough, just like the Steelers. I feel like the Saints can rely on their defense a lot, where Derek Carr doesn't have to do much, and that's kind of what happened here, 24-17.
Saints are just good on all levels of defense, through their corners and their safeties and their line, and Derek Carr isn't a very great QB, but they're able to win games just because he's pretty average, and he has good weapons on offense. Now he has Alvin Kamara, even though he wasn't here at the beginning of the season. And he has people like Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed that are stepping up.
Rashid Shaheed he's just a deep threat for him.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. Rams-Packers, Brett Ripken stepping in for Matthew Stafford. I mean, he just did not perform good at all, in my opinion. I mean, to be an NFL quarterback, it's tough, obviously. Packers, Jordan Love's still getting going. They're giving him time. They're trying to give him time a little bit to develop, as all people should when you're a quarterback in the NFL. But Packers just dominated without Stafford.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a game. I'm shocked the Packers aren't going to Christian Watson more, seeing how well he did at the end of last year, but getting very few targets in that offense this year.
Commanders-Patriots next game. Commanders won 20-17. Terrible for me to watch as a Patriots fan. I think we need to just tank at this point. Just need to get more weapons, maybe a different quarterback. I'm not sure yet. Still not 100%. But Commanders' defense and Sam Howell, I love him. He's an amazing quarterback, second year out of North Carolina. I think he'll just keep on improving. They got weapons and everything. It's still a young team even for Ron Rivera to coach.
I don't really trust the Patriots' offense at all anymore. It's just led by Mac Jones, who – since his rookie year, has just declined more and more every year. And I'm going to bet against them every time I watch them play. Now they're 2-7, tied for the third worst record in the league. I think it'd be silly not to tank at this point.
It is time to tank in New England. Seahawks-Ravens, 37-3 Ravens. It was complete dominance. Lamar still not his best game, but, he was still dominant. Didn't even matter. Didn't really have to throw the ball. Zay Flowers wasn't even involved, really. But just Seahawks couldn't do anything. Ravens are looking amazing. I think they're looking one of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I'd say the Ravens, there's only a couple teams that can beat them, and I don't know if anybody can at their best. Seahawks are a good team this year, and losing by 34 is just insane. It was nice to see Odell get his first touchdown catch in over 600 days. I'm a big fan of Odell. So that was nice to see. They were just throwing it to him since they're up by about 30.
And then Texans Buccaneers, another great matchup. C.J. Stroud, it was 457,
470.
470, way off. And then 5 passing touchdowns from C.J. Stroud. I mean, that's a rookie quarterback
Yeah.
doing that. That is insane. I mean, Baker Mayfield scores, 46 seconds left in the game. I think it's over. And then
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud brings them back to score a touchdown, game-winning drive style. That is insane from a rookie quarterback.
He's very good at elevating his receivers like Nico Collins, who had a pretty good game. And he's just, for being a rookie, he looks like he's been in the league for 5-10 years with how he's playing. His football IQ is off the charts. I think he's only thrown 1 interception all year with so many touchdowns, probably near the top of the league now after that 5-touchdown game. Both are rookie records, which if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I'd be extremely shocked.
I think he is the favorite now, in my opinion. Browns versus Cardinals. Browns won 27-0. Browns defense dominant. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback making his first start. I think Browns have the best defense in the NFL. You got Myles Garrett, who's dominant all over the place. And, I mean, they shut him out. I mean, it's tough to do for a rookie quarterback in your first start versus that defense.
It was nice to see Deshaun Watson come back. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he is a good football player, and you can't really deny it. He's probably missing Nick Chubb a little bit, which is going to hurt that team down the stretch. But the Cardinals are, I would assume they're just tanking it now. They're 1-8. There's no chance they make the playoffs at this point. But if they get that number 1 pick, I don't know if they're going to try and rely on Kyler Murray or maybe get Caleb Williams or maybe get him a receiver in Marvin Harrison. I just don't really know how the Cardinals organization is run.
Kyler's set to come back, I believe, this week.
Yeah.
We'll see what they go. If he performs well, I imagine they just keep with him, maybe trade back a little bit, try a little more weapons. Colts 27, Panthers 13. I mean, Bryce Young, he's struggling a little bit. Obviously, rookies are going to have their struggles. When you have Adam Thielen as a number 1, I mean, it can be rough. Thielen's having a great season, though. Gardner and defense for Colts, I think it's amazing. I think they could be a playoff team that maybe squeaks in my opinion. Gardner's a good enough quarterback where he can game manage and just win games. We'll see versus New England next week even.
I think the Colts it's going to be tough for them to sneak in the playoffs, seeing as how in their division they have the Jags, who are top 3 team in the AFC right now, and the Texans, who are on a hot streak with C.J. Stroud. It's just, and most of the wild card slots probably going to be just filled with the AFC North with how great that division is right now. But the Panthers, they're so bad, to be honest. I think they're also going to be tanking for the number 1. They're 1-7, I think, already had their bye week, so I don't really know what other option they have.
The problem for them is they're going to be tough because they traded that number 1 pick for Bryce Young. Yeah. It's going to be a tough situation to rebuild. And you got Raiders 30, Giants 6. It's sad that Daniel Jones tore his ACL. I mean, offense was still stagnant. Tommy DeVito, I don't think he's future there in Giants. I think they need to go sign someone like Colt McCoy. But Raiders looked amazing after firing Josh McDaniels. I think he was part of the problem, and I think he'll go back to New England eventually. But I think Raiders getting that, I guess you can call it kind of like a virus out of the culture there, and they just started a new culture, winning 30-6.
The Raiders got put up 30 points without a single passing touchdown, which I thought was quite impressive. I think the biggest problem right now is not targeting Devontae Adams. They've been targeting Jacoby Myers a lot more than him. Jacoby Myers is a really good receiver, but he's no Devontae Adams, and he's just not getting enough targets to make them win games.
Cowboys-Eagles. Eagles won 28-23. I think it was a really good game. Dak had a pretty good game. Couple mistakes later in the game, stepping out of bounds on the 2-point and taking a sack kind of late. And then the Eagles, I just still think they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
The Eagles keep winning games, even if they're close. They're beating really good teams like the Cowboys. And the game literally came down to about 1.5 feet on the 2-point conversion and a touchdown when he stepped out. It was just really unfortunate to see the Cowboys lose, but also great because everyone hates the Cowboys. The Eagles are now have the best record in the league, just like last year. I think they're going to keep that up, maybe losing 3 to 4 games.
Bengals versus Bills. Bengals won 24-18. Bengals, once Joe Burrow gets back from injuries, they're looking amazing. I think they'll just keep on improving. Simple as that.
They've won 4 games in a row now. They started off 1-3, now they're 5-3. That win was really big for them because the Bengals are always going to be in the hunt. Well, the Bills are always going to be in the hunt for the playoffs, so it's nice to have a win over them.
Jets losing to the Chargers 6-27. Jets offense stagnant with Zach Wilson. Defense can't always hold them, and it just showed up as Chargers rolled over them.
The Jets do normally have a pretty good defense, but this Chargers offense is so electric, and them just putting up 27. The Jets offense isn't good enough to put up 30 a game.
And we're going to head into the next segment. My favorite performance of the week, Josh Dobbs. That was a great performance, stepping on less than a week notice. They didn't even notice cadence even. He had to teach him it. I think that's just a wonderful performance and shows how big of a journeyman quarterback he is.
My performance of the week is definitely C.J. Stroud for the Texans. That game-winning drive, followed by he also had the record 470 yards for a rookie QB, record 5 touchdowns for a rookie QB, and throwing 0 interceptions in a shootout like that against the Bucs. It reminded me a lot of when Oklahoma played Texas Tech in college. It was Patrick Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield. You knew they were both going to score almost every time they got the ball, but seeing 40 seconds left on the clock, them down by 5, it was down by 4. I didn't think C.J. Stroud, being a rookie, was going to be able to bring it back and win that game, but he ended up doing it on a really amazing drive with only, I think, 1 timeout.
And our final segment, we're going to quickly go over our Week 10 predictions. Panthers-Bears, who you got?
I got the Bears in this one. I don't think the Panthers are going to be able to beat many teams, even though the Bears are pretty bad this year. I think the Bears will be able to squeak out a win.
I think Panthers will finally get their second win. Don't know if I think Justin Fields will be back, but I think it'll be Panthers squeak it out. Patriots, Colts. I'm going to take the Colts.
That's shocking. I'm also going to be taking the Colts. I'm Minshew mania, I believe in him.
I also do. Ravens, Browns, going to be a close game. I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm actually taking the Browns on this one. I think both will be below 30 points. I'm predicting about 24-21 Browns. That defense is just so insane, plus with Deshaun back. I think they'll be able to get a good win over the Ravens, get a lot of momentum going into the week after.
Packers, Steelers. I'll take Steelers. Defense unstoppable.
Yeah, I'll take Steelers. The Packers offense hasn't really been able to get much going for the most part this year.
Niners, Jags. I think Niners get back to going. Niners.
I think Niners for sure. Probably a pretty big win over the Jags.
Vikings, Saints. I'm going to roll with Dobbs. Vikings beat the Saints.
I'm taking the Vikings on this one too.
Texans, Bengals. Bengals. I think they'll walk through.
I think it'll be
downfall.
Bengals. I think it might be a shootout just because what C.J. Stroud can do.
Bucks, Titans. I'll go with Baker. Baker and the Bucks.
I think I overrate Baker a lot more than most people. I think he's a top 15 QB in the league.
Lions, Chargers. I'll take Lions.
Yeah, I'll take Lions as well.
Falcons, Cardinals. Falcons.
Cardinals.
Good upset. We like to see it. Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys.
Cowboys, of course.
Commanders, Seahawks. I'm going to go with we'll go Seahawks. Bounce back.
I'm taking Sam Howell and the Commanders in this one.
Jets, Raiders. I think Raiders will keep rolling over the Jets.
Yeah, Jets can't get much going. I'm taking Raiders.
And finally, Monday Night Football, Bills versus Broncos. I'm taking Bills.
Yeah, Bills in a pretty big win here, I think.
And that'll do it for the first episode of Dynasty Talk. Next episode, we're going to probably talk about more NFL, quick sum up again of whatever week it'll be, and we'll see ya.
See ya.